Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna जय जय श्री प्रभुपाद की जय।
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Ramo Ramo Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
I don't. I'm new here. You tell me what to do. Okay. That makes it easier. Ki bajayo jaya gora chande aruti ke soba. Ki bajayo jaya gora chande aruti ke soba. Janavitatavani Jagamana Loba Janavitatavani Jagamana Loba Badakshini Tai Chan Ban Megadada Ibadakshini Tai Chan Ban Megadada Anikate Advaita Prabhu Vasachatra Dharani Vasachatra Bosi Atsingora Chan Kanega Dadhar Nakshini Tai Chan Ban Megadadha Anikate Advaita Prabhu Vasachatra Dara Gaurange Arati Soba Jaga Janamana Loba Gaurange Arati Soba Jaga Janamana Loba Gaurange Arati Soba Jaga Janamana Loba Haribo, 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 Nittai Go Haribo. Nittai Gora Haribo, 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 Nittai Go Haribo. Bosi Gora Chan Ratna Sinasani Arati Korena Brahma Hari Deva Gani Arati ko Adideva Gani Nara Hari Hari Kari Tamara Dulaya Sanjaya Makunda Vasu Boshari Gaya Shankaya Makunda Vasu Goshari Gaya Shanga Baji Ganda Baji Madhu 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 Baji Shanga Baji Ganta Baji Madhu 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 Baji Haribo, 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 Nitai go Haribo. Nitai go Haribo, 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 Nitai go Haribo. Bahu Koti Chanda Jini Badana Udvala Bahu Koti Chandra Jini Badana Udvala Agala Deshe Banamala Kore Jala Mala Akala Deshe Banamala Kore Mala Shiva Sukana Radha Premega Dagada Shiva Sukana Radha Premega Dagada Bhakati Vinoda Deke Gorara Sampada Bhakati Vinoda Deke Gora Sampada Haribo, 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 Nitai go Haribo. Nitai go Haribo, 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 Nitai go Haribo. Haribo, 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 Nitai go Haribo. विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निति नामने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी भस्कचार्य सतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Nitai Go Haribo. Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Haribo. Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Namaste Narashringaya. Namaste Narashringaya. Pralada Lada Dayane. Pralada Lada Dayane. Hiranya Kasipur Bhakshaha. Hiranya Kasipur Bhakshaha. Asilatanka Nikalai. Asilatanka Nikalai. Ito Nisringa Parato Nisringo. Ito Nisringa Parato Nisringo. Jato Yato Yani Jato Nisringo. Yato Yato Yani Jato Nisringo. Bahi Nisringa Hridaye Nisringa Bahi Nisringa Hridaye Nisringa Nisringa Mari Saranam Prapadye Nisringa Mari Saranam Prapadye Atavakara Kamala Bare Nakam Madbhuta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Nisringa Dev, Jaya Nisringa Dev, Jaya Nisringa Dev, Jaya Nisringa Dev. Jaya Nisringa Dev, Nisringa Dev, Jaya Nisringa Dev, Jaya Nisringa Dev. Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parabhajakacharya Asatara Satra Shri Mata's Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON BBT Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parabhajakacharya Asatara Satra Shri Mata's Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Si Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Shyama Kund Radha Kund Gira Govardhana Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Mayapur Dham Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Ki Jai. Jamuna Mai Ki Jai. Tulasi Devi Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada Transcendental Book Distribution Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Nitai Go Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories. Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. Glories of Srila Prabhupada. Very nice. Thank you.
else you want to recommend me? This is what I have. Okay. Yeah. Is your first? That's what I thought.
Very happy to come with you. Wherever Prabhupada went, I like to go to that place.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you all and welcome to our weekly Sunday Feast program. We request everyone to please find a place to be seated. We are very excited to have a special guest with us who will be facilitating today's Sunday Feast. So request everyone to kindly be seated. Everyone at the back, if you can all move forward, please move forward. We have lots of space. Devotees are also welcome to use the balcony upstairs. You can be seated there and you can get an aerial view of today's program. Would like to humbly remind devotees on the chair to my left, these chairs are dedicated for the elderly and devotees who may require special assistance. So we kindly request others to make space for those who might need. Thank you. Thank you all. Can we kindly maintain some silence before we can get started? And everyone at the back, please slide forward. Please move forward. We would like to make space for those who might be coming late. So please. Devotees standing behind, we kindly request you to find a place to be seated. You're welcome to go upstairs to the balcony, or you're most welcome to join here as well. Yes. Thank you all once again. Welcome to our weekly Sunday Feast program. Before we get started, is it anybody's very first visit to our temple? A show of hands? Wonderful. Yes. Our guest speaker is also visiting for the first time. Let's give a big round of applause to everyone here visiting the temple for the very first time. We thank you for taking the time to be here with us on a Sunday evening. We are very honored and thrilled and grateful to have with us His Grace Shrutakirti Prabhu, along with his wife Vishakha Mataji. Can we give a big round of applause to welcome them? A little bit about Shrutakirti Prabhu before we get started. Prabhuji had joined the Hare Krishna movement on its very early days, and he was fortunate to serve Srila Prabhupada personally, so which meant he would often cook for Srila Prabhupada twice to thrice a day. He would often travel with Srila Prabhupada. He has been part of a lot of conversations that Prabhupada had with his disciples. So he's made documentaries of these conversations, and there are so many pastimes and stories which Prabhu has shared over the years. And he's also written a book, as you can see, What is the Difficulty? It is a compilation of lots and lots of conversations of Srila Prabhupada with his disciples. And he's going to speak today on the topic of Srila Prabhupada's pastimes and stories, which he's encountered during the early days of ISKCON. Additionally, Prabhu also serves on the executive committee in the temple management at Vrindavan, and also as a deity, also at the deity council along with the head pujari. Prabhu, along with his wife Vishakha Mataji, have been residing in Vrindavan Dham for 5 years, and they've been serving many devotees there. And Mataji also heads the devotee care committee in Vrindavan. We are extremely honored and grateful to have both of them. Can we give another big round of applause to welcome them? And we are very eager to hear what Prabhuji has to share with us on this Sunday evening. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravana Pichani Nirvisesa Sanyavari Paskajade Satani. Hare Krishna, thank you. Welcome everyone to ISKCON Toronto's Sunday Feast program. I joined, as he said early, 1971, so it was over 50 years ago. I have to stop today, 10 after 7. So I have 30 minutes, which if you've been here the last few days, 30 minutes is not a lot of time to start glorifying Srila Prabhupada. Huh? We're all here because of Srila Prabhupada. He was also here, 50 years ago, pure devotee of the Lord. Who could do what he did in the course of 10 years, spreading the chanting of Hare Krishna mantra all over the world, so that now wherever anyone comes from, immigrates from, wherever you are, there's a Hare Krishna temple. Huh? I say, and you have the key to get in, is all you do is knock on the front door, say Hare Krishna, and they let you in. This is the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. But I'm going to try to tell at least a few personal anecdotes of my being with Srila Prabhupada. As he said, I became his servant. My main services was cooking, cooked for him, and doing that, he had a cooker. Prabhupada had a brass cooker, 3-tier cooker. And within that cooker, you could cook an entire meal, rice, dal, enough sabjis to make 2-3 different sabjis. Then you'd make chapatis. So that was his lunch every day. The whole time I was with him, I made that every day. I made thousands of chapatis for Srila Prabhupada. But when I first became his servant, I was young. I was just 21 years old. 21 years old. There are many living in the temple here now, going to school and doing other things. They're all 20, 21 years old. So I was that age when I became his servant. And every morning, after doing translating work, all these books you see from Srila Prabhupada, Bhagavad Gita as it is, 10 cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, all this translation work he was doing between midnight and 4 in the morning. He would go to bed around 10 o'clock at night. So he took, as he said himself, 2-3 hours at night, and then he would get up and do this translating. And then after lunch, he would take a little nap, 20 minutes, 20-minute nap. So I would go on the morning walk with him every morning. So it was one of my very first morning walks. And morning walk wasn't just a walk. Whatever he did, he was always trying to give Krishna to his disciples, always trying to train us up in this process of Krishna consciousness. So one morning on the walk, again, one of my first times, there were always a dozen or so devotees around him as he was walking. So one of our desires that we had with him was to talk with him. Just the idea to talk with a pure devotee of Krishna was the most wonderful thing. But when you were on the morning walk, of course, he was literally the master, spiritual master, the maestro. So you didn't initiate conversations. It's one of the rules, spiritual master. You don't initiate a conversation. You wait until he does. So for some, they would only get to see him once, maybe their whole lifetime, as he was traveling around the world 14 times in 10 years. So everyone wanted that opportunity. And I saw this one boy, just like me. He was dressed in saffron, brahmachari, about 20 years old or so. And I could see he just wanted to ask Prabhupada a question on the walk. But he was intimidated. He was afraid. As many of us, being around him, we would just be afraid. One of the first things he had to do was make me become peaceful. I won't tell those stories, but he had a way that he took me from being in so much anxiety, and he just made me laugh and become free of anxiety. Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha means free of anxiety. This is our goal. All of us, after this lifetime, we want to go back home, back to Godhead. No more this material world business. So anyway, this boy, due to his shyness or anxiety, he never asked the question he wanted to. So then finally the morning walk is over. And of course, I'm always right next to Prabhupada holding a microphone in case he's going to say something. And as his servant, I would have to do so. I open the back door of the car as he's ready to get into the car. So he gets in the car, it sits down in the back seat, and I'm ready to shut the door. And finally, this boy, he sees this is it. It's now or never. I have to ask him my question. And he's looking, and Prabhupada's sitting in the car, and he's just looking over, and the boy shouts out, "Prabhupada, how do I become Krishna conscious?" He waited till the end of the walk to ask him such a question. Prabhupada gave us almost 100 books telling us how to become Krishna conscious. He just wanted to talk to Prabhupada. He wanted to have that moment, that 1 minute where Prabhupada looked at him, answered his question. And Prabhupada looked at him and he said one word. After he said the one word, he turned forward and I closed the door. I went around the other side, got in the car, and we drove off. So we asked Prabhupada, how do I become Krishna conscious? Prabhupada said one word. He told them, that's expert. That's the expert guru, pure devotee. He knew. Finished. I'm in the car, we're leaving. In one word, he told them. What's the one word? Anyone can chant. Chanting, that's it. We all say chant, Hare Krishna, well that's 2 words. We're all loving, lusting after this. Desire. You want to become Krishna conscious, you only need to do one thing. Desire it. Actually, the only thing any of us ever do is desire. We're always desiring. But to become Krishna conscious, you have to make that ultimately your one and only desire. We all have so many desires. Nice car, nice house, nice family, nice children, nice pets, nice job. So many desires. But in one moment, 1 second, he told them, just desire. Because if you desire it, Krishna will fulfill your desire to become God conscious, Krishna conscious. So to me, that was the first day I was with him, and already I could see he's not an ordinary person. Everything he did, it was just perfect. We have a short time. I'm going to tell you maybe a few stories, but I'll try to tell you this one story. For me, it was the most amazing thing. As Prabhupada's flying around the world, now this was 1975, so I've been with him for 2 years now, and at this time, I was with him half my time as a brahmachari, then I got married, and I was with him as a grahasta, as a married person. So Prabhupada traveled in 2 months. He went from Mumbai, Bombay at that time, all the way back to Mayapur for Guru Purnima festival. In 2 months, he went to 14 different temples in 2 months. 1975. 1975, he was 79 years old. I gave class this morning, one devotee, how old are you? 48. He's complaining to me his pain. But I didn't give him the answer he wanted. I said, Prabhupada was 80 years old. He's doing dandavats in front of the deities. You're going to do that as well. You remember that. Yeah. He went from Mumbai, stopped in Japan. Then he went to Hawaii. I'm trying to be very careful and comply. He went to Hawaii, but when he got to Hawaii, well, he was going from Japan to Hawaii. Of course, they're on the plane. So Prabhupada would always sit at the aisle seat, or I'm sorry, the window seat. Next to him this day was his Sanskrit editor, and another devotee next to him. And this young flight attendant, stewardess, she's walking down the aisle. And Prabhupada, in the seat in front of him, the little pouch, there's a magazine, Time magazine. This is 1975. The Time magazine, on the cover of it, there's a picture of a lot of women, and they're all hands up in the air, and there's a fire behind them or in front of them. This was Women's Liberation was the title in the Time magazine. Women's Liberation. What was burning in the fire was one of their articles of clothing. They were burning in the fire. I can tell you that much, you can understand what it was. They wanted to be liberated, free. So here's this lady walking down the aisle, a young stewardess, and Prabhupada elbows his disciple. He said, tell her, if she wants to be liberated, tell her, shave her head, she'll be liberated. And the devotee's like, Prabhupada said, go ahead, cut a joke. He would say, cut a joke. Huh? Cut a joke. He said, tell her she wants to be liberated, shave her head, she'll be liberated. Of course, he couldn't do it. Then Prabhupada came to Hawaii, then he went to Mexico City. At that time, most 99% of the devotees were no older than 23, 24, maybe 30. But here in Mexico, the young people were coming, and even their parents were joining. They were pious Mexican people, were pious people, religious. So they were joining. Prabhupada gave a lecture. So when he's trying to say, our business, why are we chanting Hare Krishna? Why are we doing this process? Because at the end of life, we want to remember Krishna, he said. Because if you remember Krishna at the time of death, you go back to Godhead. Go back to the spiritual world. No more through these 8,400,000 species of life that we're going through, one after another after another. So he finished his lecture, and there was one older lady. Older lady at that time meant she was maybe 50 years old, you know. Now I'm 73 years old. So, but when you're 20, 50 is old. When you're 70, nothing's old. You're old, you know. People say to me, we're getting old. I say, no, we're old. We're not getting old. We're old. So this nice Mexican lady raises her hand and said, Prabhupada, what if we don't remember Krishna at the time of death? What if we remember you? And Prabhupada smiled. He went, that's all right. All he ever gave us was Krishna. To think of Srila Prabhupada, the only thing you can do is remember Krishna. That's all he did was give us Krishna. So then from Mexico City, we had a morning flight to Caracas, Venezuela. And Prabhupada, one of the things Prabhupada liked very, very much was prasadam. He had prasadam breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Prabhupada had prasadam every day. He would tell us sometimes, yogis, they can live on just fruit. In Hawaii, he would tell us, you can live on coconut, just 2 coconuts a day you can live, or you can live on mangoes and milk. But he liked prasadam. That's not what he was living. He liked nice prasadam. He liked kachoris and samosas and pakoras and chutneys. He liked prasadam. And we follow in his footsteps. You'll see all of Prabhupada's followers. We like prasadam. So this devotee, Mataji, she made muri. I was talking about that this morning. Prabhupada, one of his favorites, puffed rice with peanuts and little cucumber sliced on the side, muri, one of his favorites from his childhood. So we get on the plane, and there were certain signals on the plane. Prabhupada always sat at the window. Now I'm sitting in the middle seat next to him, and next to me is Paramahamsa Swami, his secretary, my very good friend. We were both now 23 years old, traveling with Prabhupada. So when the plane would take off, you know, you still see those two same signs there. Fasten your seatbelt, and they still have the no smoking sign there. No smoking is ever allowed, but that's, so the fasten seatbelt is on. So after the plane takes off and gets so high up, what happens? Bing! The light goes out. So that meant one thing. As soon as the light went out, what did it mean? Prasadam. Time for, as soon as the light went out, because now the table can go down. As soon as that table goes down, Prabhupada wants prasadam. So it's in a brown paper bag. And inside the paper bag, it's just the puffed rice in aluminum foil, just folded up. So this is my job, my seva, my service. I put my table down, I open up this one little thing filled with puffed rice. I open up Prabhupada's table, and I put it over, give it to him. So Prabhupada, of course, everything he did, you know, to us it was mystical. Even the way he drank water. You know, when we first saw him drink water without touching his mouth, we were like, wow, who does that? You know, he did that, you know. So now, same thing with prasadam. He gets a handful or a little bit of puffed rice, and he'd flick it into his mouth. He didn't touch his mouth. He would push it into his mouth. So for the next 5 minutes or so, he's eating his puffed rice. And I always say, just watching everything he did gave you some happiness, gave you some ecstasy. And he put that puff rice, and he'd chew it and chew it. I would think his mother was very proud of him. You know when you eat, you're supposed to chew, right? So many times, well, you'd see him chewing and chewing, and then he'd swallow. And he'd take some, and then he'd take some. He ate half of it because he's a Krishna conscious person. He didn't eat all of it. We're sitting next to him. So he ate half of it, and then he looked at me and said, okay, that means now it's yours. So I take the puff rice and I put it over and I divide it into half. Prabhupada's Maha Prasadam, huh? You all have heard of Narada Muni. How did Narada Muni become Narada Muni? By eating the remnants of the pure devotees. Just by eating the remnants of the pure devotees, he became Narada, one of the most celebrated devotees, called the eternal spaceman, always traveling around one place to the other, Narada Muni. So now I divide it up and I rip the aluminum foil in half. I have half of it, and I give the half to my godbrother who's sitting by the aisle. So now we're happily eating prasadam, Prabhupada's remnants. Of course, we didn't look like Prabhupada. We were like, you know, just eating and eating. So while we're eating, the stewardess is walking down the aisle. And of course, we're the only ones eating. Everyone's just sitting in the plane. It just took off. But we're happily eating. So the stewardess walks down and stops right in front of us. She took her hand. She reached past Paramahamsa. She put her hand in my plate, which was aluminum foil, wasn't it? She put her hand and grabbed some of the puffed rice and ate it from my plate. And no one ever put their hand on my plate. My wife does. She's allowed. But most unprofessional thing I've ever seen in my life. She took from my plate and ate it. And then she looked at me. She said, "Oh, this is very nice. What is it?" And I said, "Well, it's puffed rice." And she was very friendly. You know, why are you all eating this now? And well, no one else is. Paramahamsa, he's eating. Prabhupada, he didn't pay attention to anyone. He was like, he would make you think he didn't understand English. He would just sit there. Like I was his translator. So I said, it's, you know, we're eating, we have special vegetarian diet. And then she says, well, can I get you anything? If there's anything else you want. She said, I'll bring it to you. So I looked at Prabhupada. Prabhupada looked at me. He said, hot milk. He didn't say it to her. He's a sannyasi. I'm not going to talk to a young lady he doesn't even know. Sannyasi. Hot milk. So of course I say to her, we'll all have hot milk. Whatever Prabhupada does, we're doing it. So I said, we'll all have hot milk. No problem, she said. Huh? Koi baat nahi. No problem. Anything else? I looked at Prabhupada. He says, some fruits. I said, we'll all have some fruits. Anything else? She said, I'll go to first class. Whatever you want. She said, bread, cheese. I said, yes, bring it all. So she went back up to get everything. And I turned to Prabhupada. I said, Prabhupada, that was amazing. I'm talking about her taking his prasadam. My godbrothers, we would kill one another to get to his remnants before somebody else did. We'd literally fight one another, pull each other down to get Prabhupada's Mahaprasadam. Because we all wanted to be like Narada Muni. We figure we just keep eating, we're going to be like Narada, which is not a bad idea. But Prabhupada said to me, I said to him, Prabhupada, that was amazing. And he said, women, he said, they like to serve. Their nature is they like to serve. So he didn't comment about what I said because he ignored that. But he said that women have natural tendency to serve. In his Bhagavatam, he says it's easier for women to become Krishna conscious because by nature they like to take care. I know my mother, that's all she did, 90 years. All she did was take care of us. Her children, her grandchildren, her great-grandchildren, and then she died. That was her life. So that's natural. She also died on Janmashtami morning by Prabhupada's mercy. Huh? So, to me, that was the most amazing thing, and it was certainly super soul. Huh? We talk about super soul, Paramatma in the heart. She did what no one ever would have done. Not in a normal situation. What to speak? She sees us, shaved heads, tilak, dhoti kurta. So 20 years later, I'm in Los Angeles, just like I'm here now, 50 years later. 20 years later, I'm in Los Angeles. Our temple in Los Angeles called New Dwarka, New Dwarka community. And just like here, I was giving a class, speaking about Srila Prabhupada, and I told that story. And I spoke for an hour and a half or so, and I'm ready to get up and leave, and Godbrother comes up to me. Just as I'm ready to get up. He said, can I tell you a story? And I'm like, okay. I really just wanted to go. I'm finished, but okay. So he starts telling me about how they would travel. This was in Mexico, the same place where this puffed rice happened. Mexico, Brazil, Venezuela. He said, and we'd go in jeeps, four-wheel drive jeeps, because mostly it's village life, farms, ranches, like that. You know, some cities, but in between the cities, just like India, village, so many villages. He said, and we'd go from one village to the next. And in the, these little towns, villages, you usually had a square where there's a water fountain, you can get your drinking water. So they would do Harinam, Sankirtan, chant Hare Krishna. They'd do that for some hours, and then they'd get all back into the jeeps. And they'd go off into the countryside with Prabhupada's books. And they'd go from one door to the next, which sometimes might be kilometers, miles away from one place to the next. And they'd knock on the door and try to distribute Prabhupada's books. So he said, we went to this one town, this one village. He said, and I went up to this one door and I'm knocking on the door. And a woman answers, young woman answers the door. And he's dressed, dhoti, kurta, tilak. And he's in the middle of nowhere, out in the country. And she sees him and she says, oh, Hare Krishna, come in. And so he walks in and he sees her house. Pictures, Krishna, picture of Prabhupada up on the wall. And he's in shock. And he says to her, you're a devotee. You're a devotee. How did you become a devotee out here? You're in the middle of nowhere. And she said, years ago I used to be a stewardess for the airlines. She says, and I met Prabhupada on the plane. She was the woman who took the prasadam from Prabhupada's plate. Out of 7, maybe at that time it was 6 billion people in the world. And somehow or other, Krishna brought this devotee to this woman's house and showed him and showed all of us the potency of a pure devotee and the potency of taking the remnants from the pure devotee's plate. Just by that one act, she became a devotee. She later on, I didn't get to meet her. She was in Vrindavan just a few years ago. She came to Vrindavan. So for many of us, she's famous as the girl who grabbed Srila Prabhupada's puffed rice right off of my plate. And I can never understand why she didn't take it from Paramahamsa's plate, who was at the aisle seat. Maybe she knew he was a sannyasi or something, didn't want to bother, but she took it from there. So anyway, that was one of the so many miracles I saw with Srila Prabhupada, but that was one of the sweetest ones, and with such wonderful result. So this is your business. This is all our business. You come here to the temple. You chant before the deities. You take prasadam. You take the remnants of what's offered to the deities. You give a little something to the deities, and you perfect your life. Very simple process. They told me here how this congregation growing so much. So we're all very happy that you're here. I'm very happy that you're here today. I wanted to come here because the same reason. Srila Prabhupada was here in this temple. He walked on this floor. Vrindavan is famous. Why? Because Krishna's lotus feet, we call Brajraj, the dust of Vrindavan. It's sacred because Krishna's lotus feet walking there. Also, the lotus feet of the pure devotee is unmatched only by pure devotees and by Krishna. This place is a tirtha. It's already Vrindavan. Prabhupada said, wherever there's a temple, it's Vrindavan. But then here in Toronto, you have a very special situation because Srila Prabhupada was here, just like he traveled around so many places, 14 times around the world in 10 years. So we literally just have a few minutes left because you're all going to go take prasadam. And don't go stealing it from the person next to you. Just take your own prasadam and you'll become purified by honoring prasadam. But maybe we have time for one question. He'll allow me. Out of all of you, one thing I've seen here in Toronto, you don't have a lot of questions. But maybe someone will have a question. Anyone? A comment? Question? No. When's prasadam? Right after you leave here. Yes.
One question.
Okay.
I'm just going to pass the microphone to you.
Thank you. Make me feel better.
Hare Krishna, I just wanted to ask you, the lady that the devotee met, where was that lady? Which city was she living in?
Her name?
No, which city was she living in?
It wasn't a city. It was like a farm.
Where?
That I don't know. It was in Mexico.
Oh, it's in Mexico?
In Mexico, yes. Yeah. That's where we flew from, Mexico City to Caracas. So that was her headquarters, I guess, at that time was in Mexico City area. So she was in that area, yes.
And were you with Prabhupada until his last breath, until he gave up his life in Vrindavan? Were you there with him until the last?
When Prabhupada left?
Yes.
No, I was a temple president in Hawaii. I was there 2 months before. I spent some time with him, but then I had to, at least I thought I had to go back to my service in Hawaii, so I was there at that time. Prabhupada said he had 2 favorite places. He said many things were his favorite, but he said he had 2 favorite places, Hawaii and Juhu. Why? What do they both have? Dab, coconut. Prabhupada was very fond of coconut water, drinking coconut water. So they were, he said, favorite places. Of course, he also said his garden in Los Angeles was his favorite place because it was filled with tulsi plants. And we know Vrindavan was his favorite place. He said his home, Vrindavan was his home. So that's why at this age, I moved to Vrindavan. My wife and I, we moved there 5 years ago. So we've pretty much been there steadily, but we came over here just to see all of you and get your blessings. Okay, I think, Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Oh, what are you kidding? I don't know how she plans on doing it, but
Does she want to speak about it?
you do. No, just, it's available. Anyone wants, I think, should I go outside? I can, I can sign, or we can do it here. There's no programs for this. So if anyone wants, I have just that many copies available. I managed to put in my luggage. And also, I'm going to, my wife is going to, since she brought these here, these are Prabhupada's slippers. Now, these are actual slippers that he wore. They're not just like you might see slippers there that they put there. But he wore these from a Japan Airlines flight in 1975, also 49 years ago. So after I took them off his feet, his lotus feet, I kept them. So for those that want, there's many of you here, and you'll probably all want to do it, you can all get Srila Prabhupada's lotus feet on your head. And believe me, there's a lot of potency in these slippers that were on Prabhupada's lotus feet. So I'm going to give them back to my wife Vishaka, and you can figure out how to do this, okay? In the meantime, anyone wants this?
For those who might be interested to read about Prabhuji's book here, it's called What is the Difficulty? As Prabhu very sweetly spoke on many pastimes, this book is a compilation of various stories and pastimes of Srila Prabhupada. So if you are interested, Prabhu will be here for some time. You can come here and get a signed copy. Although I'm told there's only limited copies of these books. So please, we do encourage you to come by to speak with Prabhu. But can we give a big round of applause showing our appreciation and gratitude to His Grace Shrutakirti Prabhu and his wife Vishaka Mataji. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for sharing such beautiful stories.
Hare Krishna.
They can come up. They can come up.
Yes, we have some announcements. Here's a pen if you want. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
We have some announcements before prasadam can be served. So we request everyone to please hang tight for another 10 more minutes. We'd like to express our gratitude to the sponsors for today's Sunday Feast program. This includes Neeraj Monga, who is sponsoring on memory of Dr. M.L. Monga. And we also have a couple of anonymous sponsors seeking blessings of devotees and Sri Sri Radha Kirchor Gopinath. So we'd like to thank the Hare Krishna Mahamantra thrice for all the donors for today. So on the count of 1, 2, 3, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you all once again, and for those of you who might be interested to sponsor or donate for any of the Sunday feasts, please do come by the front desk and we'll be happy to share more details and information. So the month of August, we have a lot of special guests, one of them being Shrutakirti Prabhu, who is already with us. We are going to have His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu and Mother Nirakula, who will be visiting us later this month between August of 15th and the 18th. So we'll be having some Sunday feast classes as well as other events and festivities. There's a poster outside with detailed schedule of His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu and Mother Nirakula. From the August 15th to 19th, we'll also be celebrating the Julan Yatra. So this is the only time in the year where we get to swing the deities. And it's going to be only in the morning between August 15th to 19th, morning at 7 a.m. So that's between Thursdays to Monday. If you are interested, please do come by and you'll get an opportunity to swing the deities of Sri Radha Krishna from the altar. We also have two festivities later this month. On the August 19th, we'll be celebrating the appearance of Sri Lord Balram. And on August 27th, we'll be celebrating the appearance day of Sri Krishna, also known as Krishna Janmashtami, followed by Vyas Puja program on the August 27th, which is going to be a Tuesday. So request everyone to participate in these upcoming festivals. And if you are interested to volunteer, we do have a volunteer sign-up sheet outside at the front desk. Please do come by to get to sign up for volunteering. We'd also like to remind the Krishna Fun School will be starting a new semester. We request everyone to kindly please stay seated. The prasadam is not going to be served anytime soon. There's going to be another 5 to 7 minutes. So kindly request everyone to remain seated. Request everyone at the back to kindly remain seated. Thank you. We have the Krishna Fun School who will be hosting their annual summer camp between August 19th to 23rd. This is going to be a virtual summer camp this year. And again, more information can be found at the front desk. There's going to be posters with the information on the upcoming summer camp. And there's also going to be the new semester for Krishna Fun School for kids between the age 3 years to 17 years. This new semester will be starting on the next month from September 8th, and it will be continuing until next June, 2025 June. So for those parents interested to enroll their kids, please do come by to gain more information. We'd also like to remind you about ISKCON Toronto's education team are planning to start Bhakti Shastri and Bhakti Vaibhav program. This is a structured study of some of our books, important books from our scriptures, which includes Bhagavad Gita, Nectar of Devotion, Ishopanishad, and Nectar of Instruction. They'll be starting from September 2024, and there is a registration process that's involved. But at this time, we are only accepting those who are interested, and more information can be found in the front desk again with posters. We also have the annual Mantra retreat, which is also the men's retreat. It's the 7th annual celebration. And this is going to be happening at the Holy Dham of New Vrindavan, which is in West Virginia, USA, between September 20th to September 22nd. So it's a weekend retreat exclusively for men. And again, we do have a poster in the front, and there's also a devotee named Raj Prabhu, who is in the front desk, and he'll be happy to share more information. We'd like to thank our cooks for today, who have cooked the Sunday Feast Prasadam, which includes Kamalakanta Prabhu and Premarani Mataji. So we'd like to thank them by giving a big round of applause for cooking today's Sunday Feast. Our next Aarti and Darshan will be at 8 p.m. That's when the doors will open. We will be serving Prashadam until then. But for those of you who might be interested to speak with Shrutakirti Prabhu or get a copy of his book, please do come by.
Prabhuji, I am from Juhu. I've come from Juhu. So I just wanted to know what was Prabhuji's favorite food and drink in Quebec? The kachori and drink.
Thank you. So there's also Vaishnav Sangha happening on the first week of August, 7th to 11th, August 7th to 11th. And this is going to be in Ottawa, Canada, and Quebec, Canada. And poster is in the front desk if you want to gain more information. Thank you all. We request you to honor Prashadam. And reminder that the doors will open at 8 p.m. today for the Aarati. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Yes. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Yes. No. No. Cash? Yes. Okay, maybe I'll get it from someone. We're foreigners. Dhanraj Pujari.
I have GPay in India.
I'm reading the new story by Dhanraj. It's amazing. My name is Dhanraj Pujari. Dhanraj. Dhanraj. D-H-A-N. D-H-A-N. I want to just kiss your hand because you made roti for Prabhupada. So,
Very good.
D-I-T-T-H-A-L.
The book is available in Gujarat. Yes.
I'll do it to you next Sunday. I'll give you on Sunday. No problem. Hare Krishna. I'll give you 10 more. 10 more.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. I want to tell you something very special, that I feel so blessed and fortunate to be happy to see you, to meet you in person. It's so great and wonderful to learn that you have been personally serving Srila Prabhupada since the age of 21, you told us, and you are here in front of us at the age of 70s, right? So it's really emotional and special to come to a realization that this might be the last generation to actually witness the disciples of Srila Prabhupada. So I'm just 1 year old in Krishna consciousness, and it means a lot to me to be able to meet you. My name is Disha Prabhuji. Disha. Yes, D-I-S-H. And I would like if you could write something for me.
D-I-S-H-A?
Yes, means direction.
Yes. You know the direction, right?
Krishna consciousness. I always used to wonder what to reply to some guests whenever they come. Which Disha are you from? So now I can at least say yes. Krishna. Really fortunate, Prabhuji.
Yes. You also very fortunate. We're all very fortunate.
was here yesterday and it was lovely. Hare Krishna. Yeah.
Sorry, I was quite late to grab the book, but I have this one. You can sign. Mostly it would be written by your godbrother.
Origin. Harisha. Oh no. So you okay. So his words are in there.
There are 7 books of
His words are in there. So this was made, he gave his interview and then they put it together.
Swami told me to buy this.
Yes, very important.
Service is what you want to hear. This is best. How about sign up? Very nice.
Today is my birthday. I just wanted to say Hare Krishna.
I'll give you blessings from Prabhupada, okay, on your birthday. No. You don't need to do that. You can just take Prabhupada's blessing. Okay.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. If you do not find space in the temple hall, you can move to the balcony and bring the empty plate. The chairs are meant for senior citizens and people with mobility issues. Please offer chairs to senior citizens and people with mobility issues. Hare Krishna.
Jai Ram.